Hi, my name is Buchichirwa and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to welcome you to my second week. It's been amazing because I am putting my thoughts into action. For once, I'm doing it for myself and I am loving it. And for those of you watching from home, thank you for coming back. And for my wonderful subscriber, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And you're amazing. Mwah. Thank you so much. I will definitely send you a DM or send you a message just to show you my appreciation. Thank you so much. Okay, about last week's discussion. In conclusion, because I got a DM asking what my point was. In conclusion, from last week's discussion about friendship breakups and knowing when to categorize certain people that you meet and hang out with, is you always have to know when a friendship is over and done with. You always have to protect yourself and protect your peace. And then, two, friendship breakup is a real thing. And we always have to think about that. Some relationships die down naturally, but there's those relationships that we have been really, really invested in, like those friendships that you were built on the most vulnerable moments in your life, that just no longer serve you anymore. And as we go through this journey, I truly, truly recommend that you audit your life once in a while. You check, okay, so who is my emergency contact? Who can I call for advice? And they'll give me unbiased answers to that advice. Who is the Jaya person, like a person that you just hang out with, like you're having fun with? Who is that person that is your, hey, I'm in the hospital, come hook a sis up with some food or whatever? Like, there's always someone playing a role in your life. But if you're always that one person who is just out there for everybody and doing the most and trying to please everybody, you will miss out and you will lack out in the end, because you are also a human being and you also need the love, care, and attention that you're providing people. Trust me, I know. I know. Because I was that person who was always there for everybody, wanted to keep the peace with everybody, just wanted to have a good time with everybody. But in life, it turns out it's not always that way. And guess what? We all grow and we all learn. And if you're not investing in yourself, you can't invest in other people because your cup is going to be empty. Okay, guys. So this week's topic is dating. Dating. Okay, so I've lived with myself since I was 16, and the only thing I ever wanted in this life was to be married and have lots of children. But life had its own thing in store for me. It's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. And when I say life, I mean God. So anytime I refer life, I mean God Almighty. Okay. So anytime I was young, I was 16, and I thought, oh, I'll get married at 24. I'll have so many babies. By 30, I won't have any more babies, and I'll be good. Okay, so 17 years old, I ended up living by myself, and that was never my life plan. That was never my life goal. My life goal was always to stay in my parents' house until I got married or until I was 30. Okay. But life was like, no, wait a minute. You're 17, out of the house. And so living by myself. And I remember just feeling so lonely and feeling such a void, um, that I would just date anybody and see anybody just to feel like I belong. You know, I had this void that I had on the inside that I just felt can be filled by a man if he loved me and protected me, and it would just work out perfectly, and I'll have these kids. And like I just had this idea in my head that I just thought how things work in the world and how um, they would just play out. And so fast forward, I had my first boyfriend at 19. We did it for quite a long time, and um, there are a few things that he used to say to me, like, "Oh, you're so naive. Oh, you're so this, or you're so that." And I used to wonder why he was talking to me like this, like, bruh. First of all, you're not even that fine, and you're dating this fine babe, and this babe has chosen you, and then you want to come and start saying all these weird things. I really didn't understand. I mean, that was my first relationship. I really didn't grow up around men. Um, I was raised by women. And so it was just kind of like weird. And I had nobody to ask. Like growing up in an African household, you don't necessarily talk about your boyfriends or your expats outside of the house to your family members. You just shut up and suffer in peace until the day he comes and proposes, and that's how your family kind of knows you've been dating. Anyway, that didn't work out after 4 years of being together, and it followed by a series of relationships. And um, first of all, I didn't even used to think that I was fine. I didn't know that I was this hot Joe. Like I didn't know I was such a pick me girl. Like I wanted to be so much married, but being married also requires a certain level of self-worthiness and just knowing yourself, which I didn't have. I was lacking self-esteem, I was lacking self-validation, I was lacking a whole bunch of things, and I had so much self-talk, negative self-talk, that I just used to feel like, you know, this is who I am, right? And then the worst part about it is the men that I was meeting, um, they would want me, but they never wanted to be with me. So that's the message that I got. Imagine being alone in a foreign country, and all the messages you're getting is just like, you're a beautiful girl. We share beautiful girls. We don't marry beautiful girls. We're just passing around. And those are the messages that I got, just at least from my first boyfriend. And behold, that's what I kind of experienced in my early 20s, and it was kind of sad, but with a lot of growth and like wisdom from God, honestly, and His grace, I have realized, like, yes, I'm fine now. I'll be pulling guys left, right, center. But it's sitting down, knowing yourself, and really analyzing the people that come and walk into your life that makes the big difference. Or whether you're going to be the wife or you're going to be just the girlfriend and they're just going to play with you. Like, now that I realize that, thank God, and thank God for grace, that my woes have become wisdom. I mean, I wanted to be married so bad that I ended up almost ruining my life. It changed the trajectory of my life. Yes, I did get married to this guy. And just because I wanted to be married so bad, I ended up doing things that I would never do in my life. I would never go that far. But thank God for grace and wisdom. I was able to pull out of that situation and get out in one piece. Because let me tell you, it took a long time to heal and rebalance myself. So imagine before the marriage, I already felt like crap. Now imagine after the marriage how I felt. Now there was self-doubt. Now there was no security. Like I was even more secure before I went and married this person for like 6 months or whatever the case was. So from there, I've just realized I have to love me more than I love the external things. Because if I get into a marriage and I don't know me and I don't like my partner and I don't understand my partner and they're not secure on who they are, the kids are going to suffer. One thing I do not want to do is have my future family suffer because the foundation is wrong. And I thank God for everything. It's perfect timing. But one thing I know for sure is when you're beautiful, you attract all kinds of people. And if you don't know your worth, and if you don't know yourself, or you don't know your journey, it's so easy for people to come in and break you down even more, especially if you don't have a support system like I did. Um, it's a lot of up and downs, but let me tell you one thing for sure. Where God is and his favor and his grace are, you will always succeed. One thing I know for a fact in this life, God has my back. Even if how much I want to fight and I want to do it my way and I want to do this and I want to do that, one thing I know is that God always has my back and he always redirects me to his purpose. So let me tell you something. If you're out there, you're cute, you're beautiful, you don't understand why these men are not cuffing you or these men are not doing this, your own is coming and it's going to be double, triple, even what you think, imagine, or ever expect in this life. Imagine I was in that state of mind, low self-esteem, not really sure about myself, and I still was able to date the most amazing people in this world, and they were able to just change my lifestyle. What more now when I know my worth? Now when I see my own beauty inside my own eyes, bruh. Like, love yourself today. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.